Madrid talk. Not Real Madrid talk, Mikey. Mikey Gian. It's Madrid talk PH episode. I think we're on episode 8 or 7, somewhere about that. I'm not keeping track anymore. But yeah, welcome to Madrid talk, and we'll talk about s- few. We'll talk about topics where which I wanted to ask the fellow members about, and I just want to hear their thoughts. So there's not going to be any actual flow to it. Just speak whatever, and I'm pretty sure let's just go where just let's just go where our discussion goes to.
Yeah, that,
So so I'll start with the first topic. So ever since the first Champions League leg, uh I wanted to talk about two certain individuals, which is who are Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. So with all these rumors and with all these talks around these two certain individuals, and of course, I mean, a person of their stature, they're always going to be linked to Real Madrid. So let's talk about Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. Let me start with Mikey. Uh, Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. What do you think of the two, man?
I think there's not much for me to say. I think we all know they're just fantastic players. We've seen it almost every weekend, especially with Haaland this last season in Borussia Dortmund. Since the first day he joined, came off the bench, scored 2 to 3 goals, I think, in like 10, 20 minutes in his first game,
Scored a
and
hat
he's
trick.
been, yeah, or a hat trick, so even better. So I think the kid's just been he's been killing it in the Bundesliga. And in the Champions League, same thing. I mean, he played last year with Red Bull Salzburgo, I think. He scored
Yep.
a number of goals as well. Um, if you look at his average of goals, it's better than Cristiano Ronaldo's and Messi. Same thing with Mbappe. And I think there's nothing much to say about him. He's doing very well in Borussia Dortmund. In regards to Mbappe, he's not having the best season this year in PSG, but the guy's 22 years old. He's a world champion already. He's won the World Cup, and the years before this season, he's been playing fantastic, and especially that last season of his in Monaco, and then he joined PSG his first year, 2 years, same thing. You know, so I think there's not much to say about them. We just my only thing is, they're playing for PSG week in, week out. We all know the French league; it's the best league out there. So, but like I said, he's won the World
Mm.
Cup. But regarding the French league, it's not the best league. So we have to see how he can do in like you said, the rumors of joining Real Madrid, if ever he does. When he does, how he can do at Real Madrid. It's not just the league; it's the pressure for playing for Real Madrid. And same thing with for Haaland. I have to say, the Bundesliga is a one-team league, Bayern Munich. And once in a blue moon, Borussia Dortmund will win the league. So we gotta see them outside. I mean, I'm not comparing. I'm not saying Jovic is as good as Haaland. I'm not saying that, but I told you this to you guys last year when Jovic joined Real Madrid. Yes, he did great at Frankfurt. He scored a number of goals, all this and all that. But putting on the white shirt of Real Madrid is a different story. And I think we've all seen it this year and a half he's been for Real Madrid. He hasn't impressed us. That's why he's not there right now. He's on loan back in Eintracht Frankfurt. So so we have to see them playing outside of those teams. But I think Haaland could do well at them. I think he could. I really think he could, especially Mbappe.
I
So
Yeah. Sorry,
so
sorry, sorry to cut you, Mikey. But like, if you compare Jovic and Haaland, I think what brings Haaland out or what makes him stand out is his drive. I mean, you see the intensity in his face when he plays.
yes,
Like if he
I mean
misses a shot, yeah.
like I said in the beginning, I'm not gonna compare them because I think Haaland's a much better player than him. But if you go back 2 years ago and you see Jovic and Eintracht, you could see that drive on him. I think we all saw it when he was playing for Eintracht Frankfurt. His determination playing for Eintracht Frankfurt, he had that killer instinct. He scored all kinds of goals, acrobatic positions, which we didn't see at Real Madrid. And if you go back to when he was playing for Eintracht Frankfurt and somebody asks you, oh, do you mind signing Jovic for Real Madrid? I think, being a replacement for Benzema, I think at that moment, 2 years ago, we all would have said yes. It's easy to say, oh no, he's been a disappointment now, because of his 2 years at Real Madrid. It's easy to say that. But if you go back in time, I think all of us would have agreed, like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind signing Jovic with, Haaland wasn't even in the picture back 2 years ago, right? So
Correct.
Jovic was one of the top strikers that everybody in Europe was talking about. I mean, the rumors were even that Barcelona almost had him signed up already, and like Madrid took him away from Barca. So it's very easy to say right now, oh, Jovic is such a failure, this and that. Now, of course, anybody can say that because we've all seen him. But going back, like I said, 2 years ago, I think anybody with Real Madrid fans would have been happy signing Jovic at that time. Since we didn't even have a replacement for Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo left. This guy showed up in Frankfurt scoring all these goals. There was nobody there. Who did we have? Mariano and Mayoral. With all my respect towards these two players, but they're nothing spectacular either. So I think if you ask me or any of you, do you mind signing Jovic? I think we all would have said yes.
Yeah, but Mikey, like, transfer window is summer transfer window is coming up like in a few months, and if you were to sign only one player between the
Mbappe.
two, you think Mbappe is ready for Real Madrid?
Me, I think so. I mean, I love Haaland lately, especially the last. If you asked me 1 year ago and you ask anybody in this talk, we would have said Mbappe 100%. But in these last few months, we've been saying Haaland, and this guy he's like, stepping up the ladder, and I'm having doubts. But I mean, if you sit down and think about things, and I think overall, honestly, I think Mbappe, he still has. I mean, if you talk of an overall football player, I think Mbappe is much more than Haaland. Haaland is more of a finisher, more of getting those goals inside the box, and I think Mbappe could do more than him. And aside from that, I think Mbappe will sell more jerseys as well in the Real Madrid Adidas shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna sell
Yeah.
more jerseys worldwide.
Correct.
And with the new stadium and all that, I think Mbappe at the end of the day will be a could be a better signing, and like Real Madrid likes to do with Cristiano Ronaldo and all these players. Real Madrid likes to keep 50% of their own, what do you call this, of
Image
their
rights.
image rights. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
when it comes to image rights, I think Mbappe is a step above Haaland as well, and just an overall football player. And because people are saying, oh, Haaland scores more goals and this and that. But I mean, I'm not so sure because Mbappe, he's a top scorer in France as well, and he scores a lot of goals. And
Mm-hmm.
Mbappe can play in the left, in the right, in the middle as a center
Mm-hmm.
forward. He can play in all positions. I think Haaland is more of, he's going to be that point man up front, and that's it. But I mean, what a point man he is. I don't know. If Real Madrid just wins, the lottery and wins 1 billion euros, I'd sign both.
if
I'd sign
if
both.
I if I won $1 billion lottery, I'll give 500 to Real Madrid just to sign
I'd sign
Mbappe.
both. If I could sign
I don't.
both, I'd sign both. But if we could only have one, I think right now, looking at everything, game wise, merchandise wise, image right, I think Mbappe. I think Mbappe.
Okay, cool. Jonathan, you agree with Mikey? Are you signing Mbappe over Erling Haaland?
Yeah, actually, good assessment by Mikey. Pretty much he provides more assists. If I may add to what Mikey mentioned, he
Yes,
provides
he
assists on
does.
the left, on the right. He can finish. He can create. So he has more versatility as far as his abilities. Haaland can actually also create some link plays like what Mikey mentioned, the past 2 months. But where Dortmund is now is a good indicator as well. They're number 6 in the Bundesliga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you want to see the overall impact of a player, not just in a specific tournament. So of course, that could be said as well for Cristiano when they had a hard time winning the league, but they would win the Champions League and so forth, right? But having said that, yeah, Mbappe is really someone that we can look to
I
the
mean,
future.
sorry guys, one last thing.
But
If
but
you could guarantee me that Hazard next season will be the Hazard we all know, that great player in Chelsea, if you can guarantee me that,
mm,
I wouldn't mind signing maybe Haaland, because if Hazard is at his peak performance like he was in Chelsea,
Chelsea,
he could do everything Mbappe could. He might even be a better. He could be almost maybe a top of Mbappe even, if you could guarantee me that from Hazard. But you cannot guarantee. I mean, I
yeah,
don't think Hazard's going to be showing up anymore as like he was in Chelsea. You
I
know, if
agree. I
if
agree.
you can guarantee that Hazard's going to be that player that he used to be,
Mm,
5 years ago, I don't mind signing Haaland, because Hazard could create all those chances, give all those assists as well. And and
mm,
having Haaland up there, which Benzema in a year or two is going to be out. He's in his late mid 30s already. I don't mind signing Haaland, but since Hazard is out and forgotten already, I'll get Mbappe. That's all. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree, Mikey. In fact, I have lost all confidence in Hazard really because
Yeah, me too.
I what was this? The other day I read a comment by one of his co-players. I don't know if some of you read it, where he was
Yes,
This
commenting on the
was
habits of
Felipe Luis.
Hazard within Chelsea. You
Felipe
guys read
Luis.
that? No?
Felipe
Yeah.
Luis, correct. Felipe
Yes, right.
Luis.
So Felipe Luis, exactly. So it tells me that it's gonna be the same. It's just that age will now be a bigger hindrance for him
But
Uh,
as
but
far as fitness
one
is
thing
concerned.
one thing there, Jonathan and everybody. I mean, how many years was Hazard at Chelsea?
8 years, 7 years, if I
Eight
remember
years
correctly.
at
Six,
Chelsea.
eight,
And
eight. Yeah,
6, 7, 8 years at Chelsea. And how many times was he voted best player in the EPL?
I can't
I think he
remember.
got Player of the Year award twice.
Twice, right? Okay.
Yeah,
All
Yes,
these things
twice.
Felipe Luis said about him, that before matches, 5 minutes before games, he was playing Mario Kart, blah, blah, blah. I
yeah,
mean, all that is fine. When he was at Chelsea those 6 years, did we hear any complaints about that? Did they ever complain about him about that? Never.
no,
As long as you go into the field, I don't care what you're doing a minute before the game. I don't give up. I don't care.
yeah,
As long as you step onto the field, you score a goal, you give 2 assists, nobody's gonna say anything about you.
yeah,
Nobody. But once these 2 years of him at Real Madrid, and all these complaints, you don't think he liked eating hamburgers in London, eating donuts in London? Of course he did. But when game day came, he would score a goal, he would give you 2 assists, score 2 goals, give you assists in every match, win the
Be
Premier
voted
League.
be voted man of the match every single match
Exactly.
day.
Did anybody
Uh,
say anything about him eating fish and chips every day? No, no, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's just now that he's been injured and all these issues with him, it's all gonna come out. That's how football is.
that's
It's
true.
not fair, but that's how it
Yeah,
is. You live by
yeah,
a weekly basis. You score a hat trick today, next week you perform like crap, you're dead by the
yeah,
press.
that's true.
So all these comments
yep,
just from Felipe Luis, it's not nice. It's not even nice. Because there's certain things. I don't know if a lot of you have played. But when there's certain things as a player, as a teammate, that has to stay in the dressing room. You can't this, this spill all this out. After
Yeah.
two, 3 years.
the info, yeah,
It was
Of
very
Felipe Luis.
unnecessary of Felipe Luis. It was very unnecessary, especially
Exactly.
he spent like just 2 years in Chelsea.
Yes. And
After
there's
Atletico. Yeah.
certain respect you have to maintain, as players, that stays in the dressing room. that shouldn't be getting out. You shouldn't spill out to the people, to the press. These things shouldn't. That's it's not the right thing to do. Like on the field. When you're playing football on a field at a high level, there are certain things that are said between players that stays on the field. It's not nice. There aren't nice things, but you don't really mean things. But during the heat of the game, and try to, just like in the NBA, what you call trash talk. You know what I
Right.
mean? A
Right.
lot of
Right.
that happens on the field. But that should stay between that rectangular. Once you step out, the game's over. It's done. And you
Yeah.
don't go out in the press. Oh, this guy said this about me, and this and this and this.
True.
It's not
True.
nice.
True.
It's not
True.
nice.
I,
Yeah.
I I
So
remember I remember a match with something similar happened, and I think that was when Diego Costa and was still at his prime with Atletico Madrid, and he was up against Sergio Ramos and Pepe and
the spitting
everybody.
incident.
Yeah, Diego Costa
Yeah,
actually spit into Sergio Ramos' mouth, but
yeah,
at the end of the match, they still
yeah.
shook hands because
Exactly.
that's competition for you, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's how it is. When you're gonna do anything to beat your opponent, and one of the, you're gonna try to beat them by playing football, but there's the other side of the game. The other football, like they call it. It's the trash talk, like in the NBA. What did they say? Michael Jordan was the worst trash talker there was, right?
Correct.
Yes.
But so that's part of the game. You're gonna try to beat your opponent by playing, but if you could get his game off his mind, in some way, you're gonna try to do that too. And that's part of the game. It's not nice, maybe. Some people say, "Oh, that's not, that's not this, that's not that." And I think a lot of people who say that, it's because you haven't been in the field, you haven't played at the
Mm-hmm.
competitive level.
Mm-hmm.
you know and if you do play the competitive level at a high level, that is part of the game. You like it or not, that is. Maybe you don't do it, but it's going to be done to you. And you got to be strong mentally
Yep.
to take it. Look at Zidane in
Yep.
the final of the World Cup against Italy. I'm sure you guys all saw that against
Mm-hmm.
Materazzi. Said a few things about his sister and his mom. What did Zidane do?
Yep.
Headbutt.
He
Damn.
headed butted Materazzi, got kicked out of the game, and eventually France could have won that World Cup maybe if Zidane finished the game and did get kicked out, right? But Materazzi got the job done. Materazzi got the job done. It's not
Yep.
nice what he did, fine, but at the end of the day, Italy's got the trophy in their museum, and
That's true.
France doesn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah. So yeah, Jonathan, going back to the Kylian Mbappe talks, and you did mention about his versatility and
Mm-hmm.
like compared to Haaland, he has so much to offer. And I remember a quote that applies to sports, and like what makes a person great is you make your teammates great as well on the pitch. Jonathan.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who said that, but it sounds good, which is true because you're able to elevate everyone's play, everyone's abilities, and even psyche, even the
Yeah.
emotional
Yeah.
abilities that they bring to a game, and their mental capacities are increased
Yeah.
because of this. The way the person elevates them. So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that
Yeah,
totally.
like I'm gonna ask Gian this question, but like going back to what Mikey and Jonathan said, like Mbappe's transformation, like he played like during his days in Monaco and his first years in PSG, he was used dominantly as a right winger, because I mean you had Neymar and Cavani in the team, so Mbappe played somewhat a provider. He made a lot of assists, so that's why he was playing on the right on the right wing. But for the past 2 years, Mbappe was actually playing majority on the left to favor his preferred foot to score goals. But yeah, and I think that's very nice of Mbappe. Like Mike, he said he could play anywhere. So yeah, Gian, what do you think of Mbappe and his transformation of his game?
Um, Well, actually, every year we see better goals. We see how he improves on the pitch, how he tries to carry PSG even there's no Neymar. So that's why I think it's a bit of a blessing for him when Neymar is injured. So he really has to step up because he has to produce the goals. So yeah, so
Parang
uh,
parang parang lumabas siya sa shadows ni Neymar,
yep.
right? Like would this even happen if Neymar was not injured?
Yeah. I think yes because if you're a young guy with his athleticism, he will still produce goals. But right now, there's no Neymar. All eyes on him right now.
Yeah. So Gian, what I like about Mbappe during his Barcelona match was, I mean, he did score a hat trick, but at the same time, he was talking smack to
Yeah,
Alba
Alba.
and to Pique, and and what did he say? I'm gonna
I'm gonna
kill
kill
you
you in the
in the
streets.
streets when I see you. I'm like, dude,
Trash
this
talk
guy's
too.
ready for Madrid, and
I think
and
I think that's
you
one of
got
the good things. This whole, I think that's one of the good things this the games without spectators is giving us, that since there's no noise, there's no
We
anything,
can hear the
you really
players.
get to hear. You really get to hear a lot of the talking that's going on in the field, which a lot of people, if you haven't really been there, now you get to see, these things. You get to hear these things, and what's being said on the pitch. Aside from that, there was even a huge discussion between Piqué and Griezmann as well in
Yep.
that game.
yeah. I think Gian, it just
So
shows
fun to
how
see.
how much of a player Jordi Alba and Gerard Piqué are in on the pitch. I mean, like they provoke so much players, and I mean, just remembering when CR7 was playing with us, was it's either Alba, it's either Dani Alves, it's either Piqué who are provoking our players. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mbappe just he didn't just like said that out of the blue, but I'm pretty sure it was provoked. I'm pretty sure they must have said something that
But
would
that's how it
made
is. But that's
Mbappe
how it is.
say that.
That's how it is, Alan. Like I was telling you, it's part of the game. You don't think Real Madrid players do the same thing? Sergio Ramos is like quiet the whole 90
For
minutes.
sure.
Maybe Alba and Gerard Piqué
Ramos is
thought.
never quiet.
Yeah. Maybe Gerard Piqué and Jordi Alba thought that Mbappe wouldn't respond, like being young and 22 years old, but he did respond, and he responded in the most brutal and vicious way. I'm gonna kill you in the streets when I see you, dude. Sign him up, man. Sign him up. I
Mhm.
mean, I think that like mentality has been like missing with Real Madrid. I mean, we do have Sergio Ramos, but
That's it.
I don't see like our midfield. I mean, maybe Casemiro. Casemiro is like he's a tank. So I could
But he
hear
doesn't look
Casemiro saying,
one.
I can see hear Casemiro saying those kinds of things, but like not like before where we had like warriors like Pepe, Arbeloa, and then
Cristiano.
CR7. Yeah, I mean, like these guys are ready for war. You put them in the boxing ring, like WWE. You put them in a three-way tag team match against Diego Costa, Arda Turan, and Raul Garcia. And dude, I mean, like these guys are just ready to just go at it, man. Like they don't care.
Vinicius. You think Vinicius is ready?
He's too nice.
He's still
Yeah,
thinking whether to pass or to shoot.
Oh God.
but yeah, G. I mean, he's not yet a Real Madrid player, but seeing somebody speaking that way towards a Barcelona player, especially players who we had like problems with the press and with trash talk and everything. I love what Mbappe did. Is there anything else that you love about Mbappe during that match against Barcelona?
Well, like for me, again, he was like creating play. He was assisting. He was passing well, positioning. I didn't watch all the games, just watch the highlights. But even in the highlights, let's say the 8 minute or 10 minute, you could already see the pattern that he would take and where he would position himself. So and then comparing the same highlights of the Dortmund game against Sevilla, looking at Haaland again, see Mbappe has more versatility. So
Mm,
yeah,
yeah, but guys, Mbappe did score a hat trick, but this is against one of the worst Barcelona squads for the past 15 years. I mean, yes, let's give the credit to Mbappe
all
against
right.
but I mean, as a standpoint, then this is a bad Barcelona squad. I mean, I mean, I don't want to take credit from him, but this was, I mean, this was pretty. This is a bad Barcelona squad. So I mean, let's see. I mean, if he could sustain the performances. But I don't know if you guys follow the French league, but the they went against Monaco and Monaco beat them 2-0. So maybe consistency is still what Mbappe is lacking. Do you guys?
Maybe, but I also think PSG. I think they're this year especially. They're just really really focused on winning the Champions League for once and for all. The French league, like I said,
Yeah, yeah,
it's and Monaco. Honestly, Monaco has a pretty decent team.
yeah.
Let's not forget that. PSG has more of the names, but you got Monaco, Olympique Lyon. You got I'm not sure who
P-
else, but
PSG is currently third in their league right
yeah,
now, and from what I remember, it's Leo on the top spot with is Renato Sanchez in Leo right now?
I'm not sure, but aside from PSG, like I said, there's two or three teams who could give them a run for their money, and I think really the focus of PSG is it's the Champions League. They made it to the finals last year. Unfortunately, they came up short. I mean, they're playing against Bayern Munich, who's just
Yep.
almost unbeatable nowadays.
Mm.
So I think it's really their main focus is to finally get that Champions League trophy, and I think that's what they're focusing for on really. And if they win the French league again, then why not? But I think they're gonna throw all their cards, all their chips is really to win the
Mm,
Champions League this year.
mm, yeah, and I
True, true. I
remember
agree.
like going back to consistency. Jonathan, you did mention about Dortmund being currently sixth right now in the Bundesliga.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So like with Mbappe, I mean, they'll have games where they'll score 2 goals and have man of the match performances, but like they're not like CR7 and Messi where night in and night out they were the best players, and they scored goals and assists and provided assists, and like the talks of they're the next great rivalry, they're the next Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, but at their age, I mean, they are still young, but they still have to prove themselves night in and night out, like, and that's where I'm like, that's like hindering my decision in like the team signing them, because they still lack. I mean, I think for Mbappe we could see his consistency, but for Erling Haaland, I don't see it yet. Right, Jonathan?
Well, I haven't
Okay,
watched too much of the games of Haaland. But if you how old are these two? Because we need to compare their age
Mbappe is
now.
19,
22, Haaland
22 and
is
19.
Okay, 22 and
19.
19. If you were to compare the same people of Messi and Cristiano when they were that age, how would you compare? Di ba? Tignan natin yung age. Kung ngayon, hirap eh. Kasi marami nang narating sina Messi and CR7. Over the years,
Messi's
they've proven, right? So, clearly,
Uh,
but at that age, when they were at 19 to 22 age, that age range, how were they?
I think
Diba?
Messi
So
already
that's
had the Ballon. I think Messi already had the Ballon d'Or.
by that time, no? So
Yeah.
ganyan.
mhm.
Cristiano, did he have one when he was that age?
I think CR
Cristiano just moved to
CR7
Man.
was CR7 was 22, I think 22 or
Just moved to
23.
Man U. He just moved to
Yeah.
Man U. Cristiano Ronaldo. But
Uh-uh.
Messi, I think, already had a Ballon d'Or too, maybe.
I think Messi had his first Ballon d'Oro is 21 or 20, and CR7 22, 23, because when CR7
Yeah.
signed for Real Madrid, he was
But like
already
what you were saying, Alan, when players like these pop out, you know, they're always gonna be compared to the other two. And like you said, the other two, they've been showing it for 10 years in a row,
Correct.
non-stop.
Yep.
Maradona didn't even do that. Ronaldinho didn't do that. Ronaldo Fenomeno didn't do that. Um, who else can I mention? The greats. You know, hardly anybody has done that for 11 years in a row.
Yep.
And having two, not just one. Zidane didn't even do that in 11 years. Zidane had like 5, 6, 7 years spectacular, but that's it.
Mm.
Messi and Cristiano have been doing it for 11 years.
Yep.
And every year or every 1, 2 to 3 years, you're gonna have that one player. What was everybody saying about Salah 2 years ago,
Yeah.
right? When he was supposed to win the Ballon d'Or, when Liverpool won, right?
Champions League. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Salah was going to be the next Messi, the next Cristiano, whatever. And I kept telling people, I'm like, look, guys, relax. Salah is a one-hit wonder. He's had his good year, and that's it. Next year, you're not going to be talking about Salah. Yeah, he'll score his goals, he'll have a few good performances, but he's not going to be even 50% of what he's done that spectacular year he had.
Yep.
So every year there's going to be that player that you're gonna be talking about, that he's gonna be all over the
Mm.
newspapers. Oh, he's gonna
Yep.
sign for 10 different clubs. There's always gonna be that one player. Maybe not every year, but every 2 to 3 years you're gonna see that. I think the last big one was Salah. And then Mane. Where's Mane now? Does anybody talk about Mane?
He's he's in
Salah and Mane?
he's in the peanut stands right now.
No,
Just kidding.
nowhere.
No, I'm not.
And before Salah, I
Call
don't know who
me.
it was. Before Salah, even well, maybe not Neymar, because Neymar is still up there. But before Salah, there was that player, who has a spectacular performance, and then all of a sudden the next year, nobody's talking about him. But I think when it comes to Mbappe, we've been talking about Mbappe since he was in Monaco. It hasn't stopped.
Yes,
And
yes.
Haaland, you're right. We gotta give him a bit. It's only his first year playing for
Yep.
a
Yep.
a bit
Yep. Yep.
decent club, which is Dortmund, because before that he was in Salzburg, playing in Austria. Yeah, he could have scored 1,000 goals, but you're not gonna judge him by that. But this year he's
Mhm.
Dortmund, and yes, the guy is there, but I honestly think he's not a fluke. Haaland. I may be wrong.
Mm.
Maybe next year you'll be, oh, Mikey, look what you said. This is recorded, right, GM?
Right.
So you could throw this back to me a year from now and say, look, you said Mikey, he's not going to be a fluke, but he was a fluke, like a Jovic or whatever. But honestly, I don't think Haaland is one of those. As big as
Yeah.
Cristiano and Messi, I doubt it. I don't think he's going to win 5, 6 Ballon d'Ors. I doubt it. I doubt that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think people maybe right now. I mean, like for CR7 for Messi, I think people are
no,
kind of getting sentimental right now because in a few years, I mean, they'll
They're
be
gonna
gone. I mean,
retire.
they're still performing at the top level, but two to
Sure.
three
they
years now, there's not going to be that rivalry going on. I mean, Mbappe and Haaland, they still have to prove themselves. So I like right now, like all these comparisons. I mean, like people are just getting sentimental of the two retiring in the next
It's always
two
going
to
to be
three years.
compared. It's always going to be there. Messi was compared nonstop to Maradona. Maradona was compared nonstop before that, I guess, to Cruyff. And Raul or whatever is compared to back in the Di Stefano. You're always going to have these comparisons, and with the big players. When somebody comes out, oh, is he going to be the next this? Is he going to be the next that? Is he going to be the next? We're always going to have that. We're always going to have that.
Yeah,
Agree.
that's true. But I mean, hopefully, we could sign one of them. And
Yeah.
I think Lawrence mentioned to this to myself and Gian, but I want to bring it up to Jonathan and Mikey. I want to hear their thoughts. I mean, like going back to Mbappe and Haaland, they look like the next rivalry. So are these two destined to be one in Barcelona and one in Real Madrid? Are it,
Yeah.
I think that's the path for them. Like, I mean, to kind of save football, not save football, but just to like have that attraction going on for the next, let's say, I mean, if they do play for both of these teams, like I think like I think they should be apart. It would be good to sign them in one team. Like if they both sign for Real Madrid, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. But I it looks like one has to either go to Barcelona and one has to go to Madrid just to keep that fire going on.
Go ahead,
John,
Jonathan. I'll go
No,
after you.
I'm still processing actually to think to see if
right,
Haaland will
right?
actually be a good fit for the Spanish league.
Well,
Kasi yung playing style niya baka hindi bagay. Baka mas bagay siya sa English Premier League. And then si Mbappe is with the Spanish league. That's just looking at the way they play. That's just my gut feel. Baka mas bagay si Haaland dalhin sa Premier League. And then si
I think I
Mbappe
think
sa Spanish league.
Jonathan has. I think Jonathan, you have a good point. If you watch Haaland, Dortmund, they like running, open space, running.
Right, di ba? That kind, yeah.
Yeah. With what's his name? With Sancho, with
Right, Jordan
Reina,
Sancho. Yep,
with they like running, they like having a lot of space, and that's when you really see the full potential of Haaland. With his 6 feet 4, 6 feet 5, sprinting at you, and he's very quick. Not like other strikers who are really tall, they're a bit lanky, but Haaland, no, he's you know physical
He
specimen and
yeah,
sprints.
he's quite fast.
strong,
He's quite fast.
fast.
He
True. He's quite
he's
fast.
he sprints like Gareth Bell. Like you see him, like his
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
strides. His
True,
strides
true,
are like
true.
yeah.
like he what, like a 6'3", 6'4" guy, and his strides are like
So
double my strides.
he likes having that space, like Jonathan was saying, and for Barcelona, Barcelona likes the possession football, slow build
Yeah, that
ups,
kind.
where
Yeah, that.
teams who play against Barcelona will just drop back, defend in their own half. They don't have much space, so I'm not sure if he's gonna be a good fit there. Mbappe may be better, but Mbappe likes running too. He likes that space, he likes that running.
Correct.
Um, and aside from that, I don't think Barcelona has the cash flow right now to sign any of them.
Yeah,
Um,
they're having
and
difficulty.
They
yeah, I don't think they can, but you never know because I mean banks are willing to give them loans. They know eventually, the pandemic right now they're having difficulties, but when things clear up, they won't have problems. But I don't think so. And with Real Madrid, a few weeks ago before the games, there were a lot of rumors and that there could be a good big chance of one of them signing for Real Madrid. But after those games they'd had, a lot of teams, especially in the Premier League, are popping up and wanting to sign them. And
Correct. They
like
have more
Liverpool, for
cash.
example,
Yep.
Liverpool's will definitely sell Salah, Mane, or sell
Yep.
one of those two. And right now, Liverpool, they're very a potent team. They have a lot of money from the owners from the US. They're
Yep.
willing to spend on one of them. And we all know Manchester City too has a
Yep.
lot of money
Man
backing.
City. Yep.
So there's a lot of competition for Real Madrid in signing. I
Yeah.
think more competition in signing Haaland than
Mm.
signing Mbappe. But then
Mm.
I don't think PSG. There's rumors that PSG is not going to release him again this year. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to wait till he finishes his contract. The thing is, if he finishes his contract, PSG is not going to get a single euro from him. So they might sell him this year. So
Yep.
so we'll see. But yes, there's a lot of competition coming from, especially from the Premier League.
I read
this
an
is
And
article this morning or earlier from Leonardo from PSG, the sporting director, that they're close to finalizing the contract of some kind. I don't know what's that about, but I just read the headline.
yeah,
Leonardo
they interviewed
may have some
their
insight to that,
a
Mikey.
few days ago, and yeah, he said the contract's ready, it's there, but it's really Mbappe who's not because there's also a big issue there, honestly, between Mbappe and Neymar. Because right now Neymar's earning like 30 plus and Mbappe's getting like 15, 18. And Mbappe wants to be the one getting as much as Neymar. And I'm not sure if PSG is willing to give him that. So
and
so
and
Right,
that's
and
right.
and yeah,
that's what's happening.
going back to like if Real Madrid is going to sign Mbappe, and what Mikey mentioned about he could request a salary of the same level of whatever Neymar and CR7 is. I mean, is whatever they're getting paid. So like my thoughts on that is that I mean Mbappe is a great player, but he shouldn't be asking that amount of insane money yet. I mean, yes, he has won the World Cup, but this guy has to still prove himself. I mean, you're paying CR7 30, let's say 30 million, 40 million euros per year. He won Ballon d'Oro, he won the Euros, he won the Champions League. So of course I'm gonna pay him that amount of money. And you have Neymar. Neymar came from Barcelona, and Neymar is maybe the third best player for the past five years. Just beneath CR7 and Messi. And yeah, I'll understand if you're paying him like just less than CR7, since he's in that top three discussions of the best players right now. But if you're gonna give Mbappe that amount of insane money, I mean, I think that wouldn't be like economical, man.
Okay. Okay, Alan, now here's my thing to you. If Real Madrid doesn't give that to Mbappe, somebody else is. Okay?
Yeah,
Correct.
Somebody,
I
somebody
Money
agree.
else
talks.
is.
Money talks.
Somebody else is going to give it to him and to Haaland as well. So now my question to you, if you think they still have to prove themselves, it's too much money, who do you sign to improve the team and to go fight for the Champions League and go fight against all these big clubs who are going to be signing these players? Give me a name of a player who you would sign for a decent amount of money.
If I would pay that insane amount of money in terms of wages wise, I mean the only player out there is Neymar. I mean I would pay
Neymar's
that
not going to
money.
go.
He's not gonna go, but I mean that it's tough. Football and Real Madrid is we still need to run a club, run a business. Real Madrid is also a business,
Of
and
course. And
like we
winning
got
is part
screwed
of the
up.
business.
I think winning is the number one goal, but
Exactly.
you
So
know
if you want to
we
win, who's the big player you're going to sign to
To
start
win.
winning again
Yes.
without signing Mbappe and Haaland? Give me a name of a player and Neymar. Who?
there's there's
I'd easily
There's
sell
nobody.
Vinicius Junior
There's
and I'll
nobody.
sell for
yeah.
Mbappe.
And for
Gian,
you to
back me up.
win,
Gian, back me up.
Easily.
Do
I
you
think
agree with?
I agree with Mikey because thinking about it, you don't see players every year that are as advertised with Mbappe and Haaland. So when you see those kind of players, and right now our team needs a striker, you have to go for it, even if it
what
may
happened?
cost us money.
What happened? What happened to when Real Madrid signed Cristiano Ronaldo? Why did they sign Cristiano Ronaldo? Why?
Because he was the best player
Exactly.
during that
Exactly.
time.
And how much did they sign him for?
Is it like 70 ba? 70, 72?
No, 100.
100 ba
100,
yun? Yung sa start?
100
Yes.
euros.
Okay, 100
And what
euros.
was during that time, 10 years ago, that was the highest signing in football history, right?
Right.
And
Correct.
Madrid did it, right? So now times have changed. That's what you have to pay. And
Yeah.
paying Mbappe 25 million a year is I think okay. You're paying for Mbappe. That's he's a player. He's 22 years old. He's got more
Yeah.
than 10 years in him.
Yeah, 10 years, 10
And
years.
he'll
For
sell
Real Madrid,
jerseys
yes, and you're
and
gonna make it
tickets.
up. Diba?
Yep.
How much did
Yep.
Real Madrid pay for Hazard a few years ago?
More. I
100
think it
mil,
100
100
something,
mil,
170 ba?
100 mil. I think 100 mil.
100 bill
Was
ba?
that worth it?
Nah, for me, it
If
was
if
not
he
at the
was
start.
doing Chelsea stuff.
Yeah, if, but
If
did he? Did he?
uh,
No.
oh,
You have to
right.
pay for that. I mean, give me, like I said, give me a name of a player that you don't think he's gonna ask as much as Mbappe or Haaland
I
that
I
can
I I
win
think
the La
yeah.
Liga and dominate Real Madrid, dominate in Europe for the next couple of years.
Yeah, mahirap.
Yeah.
Give me a
Wala.
name. There's
Yep,
nobody out there.
there's no one.
What, Salah, like we were talking about, right?
Si favorite ni Owen si Mane eh. No, but no kidding aside, yeah, there's not that much players in the market right now. I think like if you compare it from the pool of players from 5 6 years ago, uh the quality of the players right now, I mean the pool is much smaller, huh? There's like a certain handful of great players out there, not compared like 6 years ago where you had like you like a handful of them. Like you still had like Robin and Ribery, and then like all these great players. But yeah, like what Mikey's mentioned, there's not that much players out there right now.
I mean, there are players out there, but players that will give you that step up that Mbappe or Haaland could give you. I mean, you can sign, I don't know, like I said, a Salah or I don't know, who else could you sign out there? Um,
You could sign Aubameyang. I'm just kidding. Just
okay,
kidding.
yeah,
No,
Aubameyang, for
no.
example.
Pass.
But is
I'll
he gonna
pass on
give
that.
you that?
Louis,
But is he gonna give you that step up you really need? You
Uh-huh.
know,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think so.
there's a week that Harry Kane was being again, of course, rumored to be linked to Madrid.
Yes.
3 weeks
Also,
ago or something like that.
yeah.
Harry Kane, yeah,
I mean, a few years
Uh-huh.
ago, remember Harry Kane was like
yeah,
had a spectacular season in the Premier League, like two
yeah,
years ago or so.
and also in the World Cup, if I remember correctly, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, that game.
yes, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I think Harry Kane, like we were talking about earlier, I mean, I think he's more the position he plays is really typical number nine center forward.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. I think, like I said, Mbappe. I think he's more of a more overall player as well.
Mm.
Yep,
And even if you sign
correct.
Harry Kane, how much do you think Harry Kane's gonna ask for salary?
Whatever he's asking now, I
As
don't
long
know his
as long
salary
as
now.
you will be happy just to play with Real Madrid. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like going back to Erling Haaland, I think one of the factors also of him maybe I mean maybe there's two factors that I can think of on the top of my head right now that he could that may help him and that may not help him play for Real Madrid. So number one is Martin Odegaard because they're both Norwegian. So I think I'm pretty sure during the national like when they play together in the national team, I'm 100% sure they talk about Real Madrid. And then the second thing that might stop him from signing Real Madrid is his his agent Mino Raiola. So I mean, and this guy and his image as a cash grabbing agent, you know.
Cash grabbing agent. Show me the money. He's like Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Show me the
So
money.
but there will still be obstacles. I mean, signing these two players.
But
Let's
it's
put it
all the
that way.
same. I mean, Mbappe doesn't have a Mino Raiola, but Mbappe's dad also took a big chunk from when PSG signed him.
Yep,
And what the and we all know what house Neymar and his dad.
yep, yep.
That's how it is. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna be looking at money, I think Erling Haaland is a cheaper buy compared to Mbappe.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Because Mbappe, if you're gonna sign him this year, it's gonna be at least minimum. PSG is gonna let him go for maybe 150.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
and then
150, 160,
his
180.
salary is gonna be big salary. On the other hand, Haaland, Dortmund isn't gonna ask for that much.
Yeah,
Okay, but like Alan was saying, Rayola's gonna ask for at least minimum between 10 to 20 million aside from what you pay Dortmund.
Just an agent fee, huh? He'll
Yes,
ask that amount.
yes.
Just being
He's
an
gonna ask
agent.
for
Oh my god.
he's gonna ask for 10 between 10 to 20. Dortmund
right.
will around minimum maybe of 100. You give Dortmund 100, they might let him go. Plus the 20 to Rayola, plus another 10 to 20 to his dad. That's
Yep,
like 140. But then Haaland's salary isn't gonna be more than 15 a year,
yep,
you know, compared to Mbappe, who's gonna
yep.
be asking for a bigger, much bigger salary. So if if you're worried about the money, Haaland's a cheaper buy. Haaland's a cheaper buy compared to Mbappe,
Yeah, true,
you know.
true.
But
Yeah.
Mbappe, like I said, marketing wise, image wise, his contracts with Nike and all this worldwide.
Yep,
Right now it's still, Cristiano Ronaldo, these players are still there. But five
yep.
years from now, 3 years from now, when the
3 years
Cristiano
from now,
Ronaldo,
yeah,
all
yep,
these other Nike endorsers are gone, Mbappe is going
gone.
to be
Yep,
like the top guy,
yep. Agree, agree.
So
Yep,
the money Madrid's going to get back from that as well, I think is going to be much more than what they can make back from Haaland.
yeah,
So,
correct. Ano yan eh,
you
you,
gotta
you
look
need money to make money, Allen. You need to spend
exactly,
money to make money.
exactly. That's what they say, right? You need
That's
to
just
spend
business,
some,
di
make
ba?
some.
You spend money to make money. Yeah.
Exactly,
So,
Yeah.
exactly.
assuming of
Yeah.
course that the stadium's open and that there's a lot of fans already, mga ganun. So those are the intangibles that are hard to predict though when you look at the
Yeah,
economics of which one to buy.
yes. And
So
I
they
mean,
make gambles. They make gambles.
yeah, you have to gamble. Sometimes you're
Yep,
gonna
yep,
win the jackpot, and sometimes you're gonna lose it. Just like what happened with Hazard, for example, or
yep,
Jovic,
yep.
or you know,
Kaka.
exactly Kaka as well. So yeah, and
Well,
I mean,
Kaka's story is another one because I remember it was Mourinho said, "I didn't want you actually." So that's why he played him less or something to that
No, he
effect.
was he was injured. I think he was
he
injured
was injured
majority.
most of
Also,
the
as well,
time.
he was
And
injured.
it
That's the
it
injury.
was I think during that time, just a
Yeah.
segue, there was
Yep.
no
Yep.
way Kaka
Yeah,
is
Kaka,
benching Mesut Ozil.
like you said, Kaka injured most of the time, but at the end of the day, I bought his jersey.
Yep.
You had to buy his jersey, right?
Yeah.
Exactly,
I
And they
had his
made and
jersey.
Real Madrid made money out of the jerseys.
I had his jersey and I fucking wore it like once or twice because I was it was like so ashamed of like, okay, this guy's just injured. He spent half of the season injured. Why the hell would I want to show off his jersey around? It's just a
Yeah.
flop,
these
but
are
I bought it. I had to
Yeah.
have it,
Number
you know.
8. Number 8.
So yeah, that's how it is. And I mean,
Yeah.
as Real Madrid fans, haven't you all how many are we here? One, two, three, four, we're five. Haven't we all six of us been dreaming of signing Mbappe since he was playing in Monaco?
Monaco. Yeah, Monaco.
I'm sure don't I'm sure all of you, all five of you, you've been dreaming of signing Mbappe
Yeah.
since he's been playing in Monaco.
sorry to cut you, Mikey, but I remember there's also a news article that's going around with Florentino and with the board of directors during 2016-2017 season, and then that was just before Kylian Mbappe signed for PSG because I think Real Madrid and Florentino and the board members thought that Marco Asensio was going to be the better player of the two, and that's why they did not end up signing
No,
Kylian
no, that's not
Mbappe.
that's not the story. The story is Mbappe didn't sign because of the BBC. That's why he didn't
No,
sign
it's the
because
other
he
way.
knew Mbappe wanted to play, and he knew while Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano were there, any coach would put the BBC before him. That's why he didn't sign. But if Real Madrid
Mm.
let Bale go that summer, Mbappe would have signed clearly. It was right.
Yeah.
Everything was set already for Mbappe to sign. But then he realized, and his dad, that the BBC was untouchable during those times. I mean, every single coach from Mourinho to Ancelotti, in every single press con, what did they say? If the BBC is 100%, there's no doubt they're going to be starting, right? How many times did you hear that in press cons,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Correct.
Almost
Correct.
every press con. Yeah,
Exactly.
almost every press
So
con.
Mbappe was a 19-year-old kid, you know, who was going to be signed for Real
He was
Madrid,
17 years old back then.
or 18, 17.
17 or 18, yeah, something like that.
He wanted to play, and for him to improve, his development, he had to play. Imagine if he was on the bench
Yep.
like a Jovi. You think he'll be the Mbappe of today? No.
Yeah.
He wanted to play, and aside from that, he's from Paris. He grew up
Yeah.
in Paris, the
Yeah.
outskirts. Of course, I guess I'm not sure what team he follows, but I'm sure PSG was. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, he was a PSG fan as well. Aside from being a Real Madrid Cristiano Ronaldo fan, which his room was full of posters, right? We all saw
Right.
that too.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's from Paris. He wasn't gonna be. He knew it. He knew with the BBC there, he wasn't gonna get playing time. That's why he signed for. He went to PSG, and he knew. I'm 18 years old. I have more than 10 years of a career. I know he knew. He said it. He told. I don't know who exactly, but he told people. I know Real Madrid's gonna want me 3-4 years from now. He was that confident in his ability and his skills. He knew even if he didn't sign for Real Madrid then, he knew he was going to kill it with PSG and maybe win the World Cup eventually in 2018 with France. He knew it. He's like, Madrid's going to come back knocking on my door sooner or later within these
Yeah.
4 or 5 years. He knew
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
he was confident enough. If I don't sign now, it's going to happen. That train, they say the train only passes by once. He knew the train was going to come back a second time in the same
Mm,
station.
yeah.
He knew it. He knew it.
But yeah, with everything being said, I think this guy is just destined to play for Real Madrid. I don't know why. I mean, like he was born to wear the white jersey, like
Oh
against
yeah,
Barcelona when he scored the
it
when he
looks
scored the
so
hat trick.
it look
it's-
it looks so
It
good.
looks
I mean, in the Camp Nou,
exactly exactly. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
and that
wow.
picture of Piqué grabbing on to the shirt.
Yeah. Classic.
It was
Yeah,
like the Road
that's
Runner,
Yeah.
and the picture was just it was just a great picture because Piqué was hanging onto the shirt, and Mbappe was like striding, and like both of his feet was like in the air. He
Right.
was in the
Right. Right.
middle of the run. He's like floating in the air, like sprinting. Such a great shot.
and I don't know if it was an effect or an edit, but that the picture that was circulating was like it wasn't even on focus, right? I mean, like Pique was literally, you know,
No,
eating
that's
Now
eating the
the
sun.
PK, si PK.
that's the new. Those are the new cameras they have. I think it's called 8K.
The
Oh, dude,
8K
There's
one.
yeah, I saw
8K.
that.
If
I
you
saw
watch
that.
La Liga games, there's a
Yeah.
certain camera that it looks like you're right there, and then
Yes.
behind it's blurry.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
really
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
featured it in one of the TV shows here. It's really like that.
Yeah.
Resolution.
Oh
Yep.
well. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think. I mean. There's a big match going on right now. I mean, to start in a few minutes. Barcelona and Sevilla, and I think we want to watch that match just to follow both of the teams. And yeah, I think we did tackle almost all the aspects of Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland and the aspects of them signing for Real Madrid. So, dude, that was a great discussion, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Alan, for hosting. Yep.
Oh man, dude. I mean, I mean, I mean, we're not like talking directly to Real Madrid, but just talking about these two prospects. I mean, it's somewhat very refreshing. I don't know why, but I I I, I enjoyed the discussions earlier. So yeah, thank you guys.
Are you
So
gonna watch the
any
game?
yes, any last words before we close?
Real Madrid, soon, the next few weeks or month, or we'll have the signing of Sergio Ramos.
That's confirmed already, no? Confirmed now finally.
Almost, yeah, almost, yeah. So good.
Yeah,
Are you
that's
happy, Alan? Are you happy, Alan?
that's good. We can talk about that maybe next week about maybe the contract issues with maybe with Rafael Varane and Cesar Ramos. Yeah, we'll do that next week.
I think that
We'll
I
save
think
it.
it will be great if finally that confirmed and if eventually okay Varane stays, which I would glad I'd be more than glad for him to stay and Sergio Ramos renews and hopefully if they could if this signing of Alaba also goes down that will be just fantastic.
Yeah. We'll save all those discussions for next week. But yeah, thank you guys and appreciate you guys joining and participating. Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks,
Right,
All
thanks,
right,
everyone.
guys.
guys.
see you guys, man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Have a
Uh
good
huh.
evening.
All right. All right. Bye
bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye. Good night.